Hey everybody, so today is Sunday, February 1st, 2026. It's been a week now since that winter storm had passed through here, the one that was forecasted to be a crippling ice storm. Thankfully, this area got spared from the worst of that storm. I think it was called Winter Storm Fern. I can't keep up with these names half the time. But thankfully what happened here was there was forecast to be a changeover to freezing rain, and of course when that last band of precipitation moved through, it ended up falling as sleet. Sleet, although it makes travel treacherous, it typically does not cause power outages. Had it came down as freezing rain, we would have had upwards of a half-inch of ice, and we would have had a recreation of some of those scenes I included in the previous video detailing the 2002 ice storm that hit this area. Now, unfortunately, not everybody was spared from the worst of Fern. Tennessee got it really bad. There was some scenes, or some pictures, I should say, out of Nashville where they got it really bad. Really bad. My thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in these affected areas. So, thankfully, we didn't lose power here. No trees came down, nothing like that. But what's crazy is here we are a week later, and yes, that is a foot of snow on the back porch. Yes. So the weekend following Winter Storm Fern, we have this new storm, which is a G name, I forget what it is. You know, the freaking Weather Channel, they come up with all these winter storm names. But I can say that the wind has affected the accumulation on the back porch, but I measured it earlier and I had a foot of snow on the back porch out here. And I'll tell you, it's deep out there. This is the biggest snow event we've had in probably close to 30 years, at least 20 years. This one definitely rivals 2004. But the difference between this one and 2004 is 2004, I believe, was more of a wet snow. What's interesting about this winter storm is it's so cold out there. It's like 18 degrees with the wind chill, depending on... Oh, okay, that's my light. I thought the power blinked for a second. But the wind out there is making it feel like sometimes as low as 0 degrees. Trust me, it's cold out there. And this snow is a very dry, or I should say a very powdery type snow. Wouldn't normally get that here. But what's crazy is early this morning, it's when it started, about 3 a.m., something like that. And of course, when it gets real cold, I tend to stay up at night, and I keep my wood stove fired up because I much prefer to run it versus my central heat. So I stay up late and I keep the wood stove going, and I lay down, take a nap. Next thing I'll wake up at like noon and there's a foot of snow outside. Crazy stuff. I definitely had some fun today out there in it. Like I say, man, a long time since we had a really good snow like this. So for example, the last good snow we had, or at least the last somewhat decent snow we had, was January 2022, which that was only like maybe 3 or 4 inches. Normally when we get snow, it's like a trace to maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches if we're lucky. But once in a while, Mother Nature will throw a curveball at us and throw us a massive storm like this. Like I say, I got some scenes from today that are pretty interesting. Now, I filmed them on my phone in vertical orientation because I posted them as stories on social media, on my personal social media. But I'd be glad to share them with you here. Crazy stuff. Y'all, the wind just picked up, and man, look at this blowing snow. This is crazy. It's like we're in a blizzard. This is why they had the extreme cold warning issued, because the wind chill right now is probably terrible. I hadn't looked at the temperature in the last little bit, but it's probably like in the mid-teens. So these wind chills, when these wind gusts pick up, could be close to 0 or 5 to 10 below maybe. I was hearing possibly wind chills down to 5 below tonight. Yeah, this Stampede is just about dead. I've gone through 4 batteries out here running it. I'm going to try to get my two-wheel drive Stampede fixed for tomorrow. That way I can slide around on this surface when it's nice and slick. Be funny to watch. But yeah, y'all stay safe and stay warm tonight. It's crazy out here. I knew this thing would be fun out here. This is the two-wheel drive Stampede. Yep, two-wheel drive with the open diff. This thing really slides around, but it's fun. So yes, one scene in particular was some blowing snow. I was out running my little Traxxas Stampede four-wheel drive, and all of a sudden the wind picked up and started blowing the snow out of the trees, and it was quite a scene. And like I say, this snow, since it's a very powdery type snow, you can blow your porch off with a leaf blower. Matter of fact, that's how I blew most of the snow off my porch earlier to try to, because like I say, I had a foot of snow on my porch, and going out there to get wood, that was kind of aggravating to have to deal with that. So blew it off. Also took the time to blow off my Jeep, that way it won't have so much snow in it when I have to go to work, which thankfully my place of work, it's a community college. When you have inclement weather like this, they tend to call off classes, so I get to stay home. Pretty nice. But yes, pretty crazy stuff. We were spared from the worst of the last one, but we got a ton of snow with this one, which in this case the snow is very pretty. It shuts everything down here though. I went to get groceries yesterday, not panic buying because of this freaking winter storm, just getting a few things I needed. Well, the dang stores were like wiped out. Of course, I shop at Aldi and Walmart typically. Sometimes I'll go to Food Line. Went to Aldi and they ransacked that store. All the bread was gone. All the milk was gone. The meat section was nearly wiped out. I was like, okay, I got most of the stuff I needed, but I needed some milk. Not because of the winter storm, but I needed some milk because my milk was expired. So I went across the street over to Food Line, and Food Line, this was during later evening. Food Line was just slammed. Could hardly find a parking space. Went inside, there was a crowd in that store. I tell you what, there was a crowd in that store. The milk was totally wiped out. The bread aisle was not quite wiped out just yet, but was heading in that direction. I don't know what it is about the panic buying in this wonderful state of North Carolina. People panic buy the bread, the milk, in some cases the meats, as I mentioned, sometimes the eggs, but the eggs at Aldi were well in stock. Like I say, what is it? I don't understand it. Someone clue me in. What exactly is it with this panic buying before this winter storm? Now, what's crazy was the one prior. they were forecasting it to be bad here, which had everything panned out the way it was forecasted to be, yeah, we would have had several days without power. But thankfully it didn't happen. But it's almost like the people didn't panic buy enough groceries from the last one, so they had to come back and ransack the store yet again. Yes, thankfully things panned out okay with that last winter storm. And this weekend we picked up a beautiful snow. Like I say, this is the biggest, this is the deepest snow I've seen here since, I want to say, dadgum, 2003, 2004. Longer than that, actually, because I think '04 was not as deep as this. Like I say, I measured a foot on the back porch. Some areas in here got 14 inches. It's quite a lot of snow for this area. Anyways, I did want to shoot this video to give y'all an update on things. So, anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.